It won't last. Look.
That's because I already did my 10,000 steps today.
Told you so.
Screw you, son. I'm going home.
And although my mind tells me that she's a messy, tacky bitch.
Today's segment is pretty much talking about pick a struggle.
You'll pick a struggle.
Have to pick a struggle.
Gotta pick a struggle, bruh.
You need to pick the goddamn struggle.
You have 3. Then that's it. It is over for you. You have to pick a struggle.
Hello. What's going on? Welcome to the Pick a Struggle Show. I ain't seen y'all. Well, I've talked to y'all on and on, but this is an official show. And the pre ain't here. She had her own stuff that she had to do today. So I'm got to do it by myself. I'm all so lonesome. But let me let y'all know that we are on this other app called Stationhead. Now, Stationhead is where we can play music and all the other stuff. So whenever we feel like doing something special, like if we want to play music or it's some stuff that we want to get to, like certain topics we want to get into, we will do it on Stationhead because Facebook be playing and YouTube be playing. All right. So we gonna do special stuff. I'm trying not to curse. We're gonna do special stuff on Stationhead. So let me see. Let me try to send y'all a link. Put the link in the description box on how you can get to us on Stationhead. Give me just a second, because I'm still new to it, so I'm still trying to figure this stuff out. But how y'all been? What y'all been up to? Let me see. I probably should have figured this out before I even came on here. I think I have the link on Facebook. It's buried under my Facebook post, but y'all can figure it out. But so I was gonna come on. I'm coming on the camera now, just so y'all can see me. But I'm finna get off because I just got out the shower and my hair's still wet, so it's gonna be looking like I'm sweating. So I'm finna get off this camera. But I just wanted to so y'all can see me. Hey, and let me get off this camera because I don't like being on camera like that. So anywho, I've been okay. I've been doing really, really good. One thing that's been going on with me is my voice leaving me. Okay. And for those who don't know, I love to talk. I can run my mouth all day and all night. All right. But the thing is, excuse me, when I'm at home, I just be talking to myself in my head. So I don't never really get to, really speak out loud. So by the time I actually be able to, I'll be sounding like this. I'll be sounding hoarse. I'll be sounding sick. People be looking at me like, what the hell wrong with you? Even my sister, when she called me, she was like, you okay? Girl, yeah, I'm all right. I ain't been saying nothing. I ain't been talking about it. And I really ain't got to talk to Jazz or, my new puppy, Sam. Let me see if I can find a picture of him because he's so precious. Sam is so precious. But I really don't have to talk to them. I just be sitting there looking at them and they know what I be trying to say. They be knowing what I be wanting to say. But, yeah, that's the only thing that's really been happening to me. I really don't be talking. And so by the time I open my mouth, I be sounding horrible. So today I was like, let me exercise this throat a little bit. Let me exercise this throat a little bit. And I know what y'all thinking. I was like, let me, me. But let me show y'all Sam. Sam is so cool. Let me see if I can pull this picture up right quick. But yeah, I got Sam. My cousin Kim, her dog had puppies. She had like 9 puppies. And this is the funny part. This is hilarious to me. So while we was going to Arkansas for my mama's funeral, my cousin Kim had came up to me and she was like, I think Lulu, that's the name of her dog. She said, I think Lulu pregnant. How can you tell that Lulu pregnant? I'm like, girl, you know, the nipples start poking out. The stomach will get a little firm. Okay. You know, to me, those are the telltale signs. Because I remember that happening to Jazz when she got pregnant. So I'm like, you know, those things will happen. She said, oh, okay. Well, I think Lulu pregnant. Okay, girl. Have you not been paying attention to your dog? What's going on? And so we get back to Arkansas, child. We get back to Texas. And I'm at work. And then my cousin duos me, FaceTimes me, and said, Lulu didn't have puppies. Girl, what the hell? What the hell? And she ended up having 9. And so, but no, this is the funny part, child. This is the funny part. So the funny part is, I said, how long she been giving birth? Well, I don't know. And I said, when did her placenta stick? Like, when did her water burst? I don't know. Girl, where the hell you been? I was at the store. Where everybody else? Y'all stay with, it's like 50 people in that damn house. How come ain't nobody seen nothing, ain't said nothing? They said they had walked around the kitchen and Lulu had already given birth to 1 puppy. I said, ain't this a bitch? Really, child? Okay. And so she ended up having 9. She ended up having 9, but one of her nephews killed 1. Now, it's funny to me, but, you know, it might not be funny to, you know, them PETA people. You know, the people who just so, they just, you know, they care about animals more than they care about humans. But anyway, one of them had died, and I'm just assuming the nephew did it, okay? So now his name is officially C Murder. So that's the name we gave. You know, black folks, they come up with nicknames for everything. For everybody. Everybody got a nickname in the hood. So this little boy name, his name is C Murder now. That's his name. We're going to call him C Murder. And so I helped my cousin, I was going to say I helped my cousin get rid of the puppies, but that's kind of harsh. I helped my cousin find homes for her grand puppies, okay? And I took 1. And so let me show y'all. Is that it? Let me show y'all what he looked like. Ain't he just precious? Look at him. You're looking at me like, what the hell is you doing? But look at him. I named him Sam. The reason why I named him Sam is because that's me and my sister's initials. Okay. It's Shanina, Andre, and Misty. That's where I got Sam from. And then coincidentally, that is the family name on my dad's side, which is, it's too much of a damn coincidence. But I don't believe in coincidences. I think that's supposed to be his name. And so they were born, was it January the 11th? I don't think he's growing. I do not think he's growing. Something ain't right. To me, he looks the same size. And it could be just because it could be just because I'm looking at him every day. That could be it. I don't know yet. So that's him. That's Sam. Sam I am. And he does not like green eggs and ham. So, I've been taking care of him. And one thing I'm trying to do different with him, because I got Jazz. Jazz is 5 now. Jazz is a big old heifer. Let me show y'all Jazz. Jazz then got so big. And I'm just like, where has the time gone? Let me show y'all. This is what Jazz used to look like when I first got her. And for those who aren't station head, I'm currently on Facebook Live. If y'all ever want to see what I'm bringing up and what I'm talking about, we are on Facebook. This is what Jazz used to look like. She was so little, so itty bitty. Now, 5 years later, Let's see. I know I got a current picture of her. This is her now. Look at, I'm just like, you know, and it's fun because now I see why parents get, people who have human children, people who have human children, I get why they get so excited or they have so much emotion when they see their child all grown up. I totally get it. The hell? I hate people with loud cars. I don't know if y'all was able to hear that, but yeah, somebody out there rambling their engine for what? Who knows? Why? I don't know. But now I see why people who have actual kids, they be full of emotions because they've watched their child grow up. And that's how I feel about Jazz, because Jazz used to be so little. Look how little she was. I remember when she couldn't even walk up the stairs, Chad. She couldn't even walk up the stairs. She was so little. She would fall down the stairs because I used to stay on the second floor when I had her. I would stay on the second floor and I would have to carry her down the stairs for her to go, for me to train her to like, girl, you pee in the grass. Okay, you don't pee in the house, especially not on my carpet. All right. But now I see why. And so I used to carry her down the stairs and carry her back up the stairs to try to train her. And then next thing I know, I would open the door and I was staying in the same apartment. I was able to open the door and she was just run down the stairs, go pee, do what she had to do, and then run back up. And I really didn't even have to watch her anymore. I had to watch her a little bit. Let me take that lie back. I had to watch her a little bit because Jazz is so damn friendly. Whenever somebody comes near her, she wants to be pet. She wants someone to rub on her. I was like, what kind of hoe is you? But she would love to get rubbed all the time. And she's like that now, as big as she is. And look how big she done got. I'm just like, oh my goodness. And she's so huge now. Well, she's huge to me. And to other people, because other people, some people be scared of her. But I've seen bigger dogs, okay? She's really just fat, really. She ain't really that tall. She's like medium size. But she's a big bitch, okay? She is a big bitch. And it makes me laugh. Every time I look at her, I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like, girl, you done got so big. And so I'm looking at Sam. I'm like, when you going to get that big? And then mind you, when Jazz got really, really big, I was like, girl, I miss you being a puppy. I miss you being so small. I can carry you. And so now I'm just like, ooh, girl, just give me a minute. My back hurt. Girl. Oh, geez, my back is killing me. Trying to pick you up and put you in the car. That is so funny. So let me show y'all this. Because she used to get on my nerves. She started getting on my nerves. Because at first she used to jump in the car and whatever. But now she don't do that no more. She's like, can you just pick me up so I can get in the car? She does that every time. Let me see if I can find the video. Because the shit is hilarious. But anywho. So I've been dealing with Sam, trying to, get him together, trying to get him on the same level. And one thing that I'm doing differently, I think I said that earlier. One thing that I'm doing differently is not whooping or spanking that much. Because I used to go crazy on Jazz. I used to like whoop Jazz so bad to where she ran away from home. And it was annoying as hell. She would run away from home and then, she'll come back. Or, I would have to go out and catch her. But I remember I used to whoop her. One time she jumped out the window. Luckily, I had a balcony right in front of the window that she jumped out of, because I had the window open, just letting the house air itself out. And so, at the apartment, because I was still on the second floor. And so I would be whooping Jazz like, girl, you done messed this up. You done peed here, pooped here. And then at this time, she started pulling up the carpet too. I'm like, girl, I ain't gonna never get my damn deposit back. Fooling with you. So I would come in, see the carpet done got pulled, she done peed here, and just messing stuff up. Child, one time she was chewing on my chairs. Mind you, Jazz had toys. Jazz had a whole bunch of stuff that could occupy her damn time with. In her mouth. And so, child, she had chewed up my chairs in the dining room. She chewed up one of the chairs in my dining room. And I had this guy come over, and we sitting there chilling and whatever. And he sat on the chair that Jazz had been chewing up. And he sat on the chair, and about 2 minutes, that chair had gave out and broke. And he fell flat on the floor. And we so goofy at the time. We so goofy. We sitting there laughing, and I'm laughing and apologizing. I'm like, I'm so sorry, Jazz, chewing up the chair. That was my fault. I didn't know that was the chair you chose to sit in. But we sitting there laughing and stuff, and I'm sitting there thinking, like, girl, like, damn, you destroying the stuff I'm trying to build up. She had chewed cigarettes. She had chewed up my bed frame. She had chewed up a chair. She was pulling the carpet. She had, I think she was scratching up the floor tiles too. I mean, she was so destructive. Well, at the time I felt she was destructive. But then, actually Googling and researching and learning about dogs, she was just so energetic. She had to put that energy somewhere. And so she put that energy in the apartment that I was living in. And so, but at the time, I was like, oh, you're so destructive. I'm getting so sick of this stuff. And I will, like, whoop her, a.k.a. beat her. Okay. But now she's gotten better. She chewed up lamps, like the cords to the lamp. She chewed up chargers, cords to the charger. I couldn't charge. I had to keep buying chargers because she kept chewing them up. She chewed up my remote to my TV. I was, oh, you doing just a little bit too much. And I would just whoop her. And that's why she's so well behaved now. But I was sitting when I got Sam. I said, let me try to do something different. Let me try something different. Let me do something different. Let me not hit him as much. Okay. So I think may have spanked him maybe 3 times when I'm trying to tell him, like, hey, don't do this. And I, hit him on the nose a little bit. But I have been rubbing his nose in his urine, trying to get him to stop peeing in the house. That's one thing I'm not gonna let go. But child, I used to whoop Jazz so bad to where she jumped out the window, landed on the porch, and then ran away. And I went to go find her. And then when I came back, she was on the porch, like, what are you doing out here? But anyway, so that's what I've been dealing with Sam, trying to, getting him straightened out. And I'm sitting there begging him, can you just grow just a little bit more? Okay, so you won't pee as much? Because that was another thing I had figured out. That was another thing I had totally figured out was, puppies or just smaller dogs, their bladders aren't as big as regular dogs or, or full-grown dogs, so they will pee a whole lot more. That was another thing I had, that I realized. But I realized that after Jazz had already grown up. I realized that. And so now, since I got Sam, I'm like, okay, I'm going to be a little patient with you. Okay. But every now and then I was like, let me rub your nose in it so this ain't what you do in the house. Okay. Because it's funny how they will pee, how dogs will pee in the house, but they won't pee where they actually sleep at. I find that funny. And very hypocritical. But okay. But, what else have I been doing? What else? Let me tell y'all this. I have, I've gotten a whole lot better dealing with the passing of my mom. For those who don't know, my mom had passed away in December, and every day has been a struggle. Pick a struggle shop, but every day has been a struggle. And so, I think this past weekend, well, really, I think after having a conversation with my dad, after having a conversation with him, I've been okay because there's been times, especially, well, okay, there's a few things that I have done to help me out. So one of those things at the top of my list was there's some songs I'm not finna listen to. There are some songs I'm just not finna listen to only because it brings up so many memories. And then also a conversation that I had with my dad did relieve some of the stresses that was going on with me when it came to dealing with my mom's passing. That was another thing. So some songs I'm just not finna listen to. A conversation with my dad, and then I'm trying to think what else. Oh, venting. I don't know how the hell I forgot about that. Venting. So even though this show is an official Pick a Struggle show, but I went live on Station Head, and I went live on Facebook to talk about what has been happening with me and what has happened after my mom had passed, or even a little bit before. I've been venting to y'all just a little bit, and so those things has happened. And so today, as of today, I feel a whole lot better, with that. And then another thing is, getting closer with my sisters, talking with them, and just being there, being present. So those things has happened, and those things has helped me be better. Because let me tell y'all, because at first, what would happen is I would be at work, sitting there working, and then I break down crying. And I was like, okay, I need some time to myself. Or I'll be at home, and just a random thought will pop in my head about my mom, and then I break out crying. So those things has helped me. So it's certain songs I'm not finna listen to. And a conversation I had with my dad about my upbringing with, dealing with certain stuff helped a lot. So I feel a whole lot better now. And then coincidentally, we got my mom's ashes because my mom was burned. I don't know what cremated. That's not burned, child. She was cremated. She was cremated. So my mom was cremated, and then her ashes are here. So after we get, after I get done with the show, after we're, done, I'm gonna go over to my sister's house and then, go and visit with my mom a little bit, and then bring a little bit of her home with me too. So that has helped. So coincidentally, that has helped. Who the hell is this messaging me on Facebook? Hold on. Oh, okay. Anyway, so that has happened. But so today I'm feeling a whole lot better. So let's get me out the way. Ooh, which reminds me, next week is LaPree's birthday. We're going to celebrate her birthday on the next show. Hopefully she'll show up. Okay. Hopefully she'll show up on the next show. And then we're going to celebrate her birthday. Her birthday is on the 18th, and she is turning 21. So she will be able to drink. Okay. So we're going to have us some drinks. Probably pig out on some food. We'll see. But anyway, let's get into some of the stuff that's been heavy on my mind. Let's get into some of these topics. So, good. So one thing I wanted to talk about, one of the things I wanted to talk about. Well, no, I'm really in the mood for that one. Since we was talking about death, child, let's talk about Tracy Braxton. This is so sad. To me, this is just sad. Hold on, give me a second. So, you're sharing your screen. Okay. So Tracy Braxton. I hated. Okay, television personality and singer dies at 50. So young. So young. This. Hold on. Let me fix something right quick. But yeah, to me, Tracy Braxton was one of my. She was not one of, because it's about 50 of them. Tracy Braxton was my favorite Braxton. Let me pull this up. So, to me, this was sad as hell for me because she was my favorite Braxton. Tracy was hilarious, okay? Tracy was off the chain. And Tracy, okay. I guess the reason why I felt so close to Tracy, because Tracy was but she was the black sheep of the family. And they to me, okay. Ooh, geez. When I watched the Braxton show, they did Tracy Braxton. They did Tracy so wrong. Let me stop saying her whole name because we know who the hell I'm talking about. To me, they did Tracy so wrong in that show. They used to make fun of Tracy when she was singing. They would make fun of her, and Tracy had a voice. Tracy had a decent voice. Tracy, to me, she was okay. Tracy reminded me of Jackie Clark Chisholm. That's what she reminded me of. She was the one, she had the deeper note. She had the tenor note. She had the bottom note. And a lot of people don't recognize or celebrate the one who can carry the bottom note. So that bottom note, sometimes it lets you know where you need to be sometimes. But anywho, Tracy was one of to me. Okay, so Tracy was the Jackie Clark. Tracy was the Jackie Clark of the group, but they treated her as if she was the Niecy Clark. Okay, because one of the things that had happened was Tracy had got pregnant. So the Braxtons, they all had a group. It was all Tracy, like they all, they was all part of a group. And then, Toni ended up having her own record deal or whatever. And then the Braxtons, which was Tawanda, Trina, girl, there's so many of them. Tawanda, Trina, Tracy, and Tamar. I want to say Tamar was included in that. Or maybe by the time Tamar had got her own thing. I can't remember. But anywho, the remainder of the sisters ended up getting their own deal. But Tracy ended up getting pregnant. And then, so she kind of was, she got left out. Because she got pregnant at the time of them signing their record deal. So Tracy had to leave the group. And the rest of them ended up getting signed. So the rest was Tamar, Tawanda, and Trina. They ended up signing the deal, ended up having a music career that didn't last that long. Okay. Because, Tamar ended up doing her own thing after that. And then, then here we are so many years later, they ended up with a reality show, which to me was better than the damn Kardashians. I do believe that the Braxton show, the Braxton family values was way better than the Kardashians. Because the Braxtons, one, they were funnier. And it ain't got nothing to do with black or white. They really didn't have anything to do with it. But to me, I felt the Braxtons, they were funnier, and they also had a talent. Because one of the things we all of us had looked forward to was their songs. The songs that they would have, it wasn't like songs that they recorded. It was like impromptu songs. They had they had little impromptu songs. They had to do something with the scene that they were recording, and the stuff was hilarious. They had one, so let me tell y'all one that was hilarious to me, and all of them were funny. But this is the one that pops into my head recently. That pops into my head right now. So they were all meeting for a dinner or a lunch or what the hell ever, and Tony was there, Tawanda, Tracy, and Trina. They were all there, but they were waiting on Tamar. And Tony was like, usually I'm always late. Now Tamar's late. And then so soon as Tamar comes, then they go, Tamar's always late. Tamar's always late. And they were in perfect harmony. And just like, oh my God, like, record. Where can I buy this? Where can I buy this song? So they had these little impromptu songs that was just so hilarious and so funny. And then just watching them go through certain drama, especially dealing with each other's mans and all that stuff. Like to me, the show was just a whole lot better. They had talent and they were funnier than the Kardashians. Because I tried. Lord knows I tried. Well, Lord knows I didn't try as hard. But I tried watching an episode of the Kardashians. It's so dry. And it's just so bleh. Like their skin tone. It's so bleh. Bland, boring, and not that interesting. And then especially when they went on to Iyanla Vanzant. When Iyanla Vanzant had came in, that hyped it up. Okay? But watching the show, I always felt like Tracy got the shit end of the stick. Tracy always she was the budding of their jokes. It was this one joke. It was a bad joke. It was sad, but it was funny as hell. So they were on a boat, child. They were on a boat. And I remember they were having a discussion on how to keep your sex life exciting with the man that you're involved with. And so Tracy says, y'all got to role play. She's sitting there eating ice, ghetto as hell. But I loved it. She was sitting there eating ice. She was like, y'all got to, do some role play. And then here go Tamar ass on some what? What kind of role play? Y'all sitting there pretending that your man don't cheat? Child, when I tell you, I was cracking up. I was cracking up, dying laughing when Tamar said that. Tamar was like, what kind of role play y'all doing? Sitting there pretending that your man don't cheat? That was hilarious to me. And it was sad because I'm assuming Tracy's husband, who she's been with all this time, has cheated on her. And I want to say there was some allegations and stuff during the show, but this is like, before it was recorded. But, it was so funny and sad at the same time. But it was more entertaining than Kardashians. But anywho, they always made fun of Tracy. Tracy always got the shit end of the stick. And I felt like she was the most genuine one and usually the nicest one, from personal experience. I feel as though the most genuine one and the nicest one kind of seems like the first one to go. Because my mama was, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. But, and then at 50, so young, so freaking young. So the article that I'm reading from, this is from New York Times. Shout out to New York Times who don't put ads and pop-ups and shit in their articles. Because whenever I try to research stuff and look up stuff, other articles, you got to pay for this, you got to buy a subscription, you only get so many free articles and yeah. New York Times ain't like that. Maybe because they old, they too big to fail. They ain't got to do all of that. But anyway, Tracy Braxton, a television personality and singer, died on Saturday, which was yesterday. Today is Sunday, right before daylight savings times. But anyway, one of Miss Braxton's sisters, the singer Toni Braxton, confirmed her death in a statement from the Braxton family on Instagram. The cause of death was esophageal cancer, a published said. And that is so sad because nobody knew. Nobody knew that Tracy was actually sick. So it's like, when was she diagnosed, child? So the statement said, needless to say, she was a bright light, a wonderful daughter, an amazing sister, a loving mother, wife, grandmother, and a respected performer. Yeah, they say that now, but during the show, they weren't saying any of this about Tracy. During the show, the only thing I remember, one of the most things they said about Tracy was that, oh, Tracy needed to lose some weight, and then she did, and they still treated her like crap. Okay, so what the fuck? Oh shit. Okay, here are the ads coming. So Tracy Braxton was perhaps best known for her parents and the other Braxton family values. Oh yeah, no, they listed all of them, including the brother Michael. Tamar, Tony, Tawana, Trina, Jason, in the scene will teach you a thing or two. The Braxton family values. Okay. There it is, Miss Braxton, I'm sorry, Tracy was referred to as the wild card on the show, which premiered on WeTV in 2011 and ran to 2020. And those episodes, I think like the last 2 or 3 seasons I have not seen, and I've been wanting to catch up, but because I was not living with my mom at the time who watched it religiously, I wasn't able to keep up. And she was on Marriage Boot Camp. And this is just, and her middle name is Renee. Oh my God. That's my sister's middle name, Renee. I love Renee's. I have not met. Let me shut up. She was born April. Her birthday was coming up in a couple of months. Next month is March. And she was the 3rd child. They was raised religious, yada, 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 yada. Yeah, this is just so sad. It is so sad. So my condolences to the family and to her family with, her husband, her kids, and her grandkids. Like, this is just so sad. It's so sad. I really did like Tracy. Tracy was my favorite because she was so, not necessarily ghetto and ratchet, but she was hilarious. Tracy, okay, not ghetto and ratchet, but she was real. Okay, Tracy was real. She was the real deal, Holyfield. Like, Tracy wasn't trying to pretend for people. Tracy wasn't trying to pretend. She wasn't trying to be fake. She wasn't being phony. She wasn't acting like drag queens like Tamar do. Like her and so the ones I liked, let's go in order. So it was Tracy that I liked the most. Then it's a toss between Tawanda and Trina. And the only reason it's a toss between Tawanda and Trina because Tawanda she was really secretive, but she can keep folks secrets during the show. So, and then Trina was the alcoholic. And so I love me a good alcoholic. That's why I kind of like Beto O'Rourke. But so so it's a toss between them two, Tawanda and Trina. And then Tony's I like Toni for her music, but I don't have nothing towards Toni personally. But I liked her sisters more. That's all it was. And then with Tamar was just so out of there. And then there's been plenty of times that I disagreed with Tamar. So that's kind of why she's kind of like at the bottom. Okay. Yeah, that was my ranking. Like, I like Toni, but Toni was kind of absentee because of her lupus, and nobody's going to blame her for that. But I really didn't get to sense who she was personally during the show. But it ain't got nothing to do. It's nothing against her. But I did like her sisters more. I like Tawanda, Trina, and Tracy a lot more than Tony and Tamar, even though they the ones who brought the show to fruition. But anywho, let's get into some other stuff. So, okay, this is gonna be hard for me to talk about, but let's get into it. So, Facebook allows posts with violent speech towards Russian soldiers in specific countries, and the United States is one of them. So, well, let me read the article. I'm just assuming United States is one of those. So let's read let's read it, and then let's see if we can form an opinion. So, Facebook and Instagram have instituted a temporary change in policy that allows users in some countries to post content that's usually forbidden, including calls for harm or even the death of Russian soldiers and politicians. The change first surfaced in a report by Reuters, citing internal emails to moderators. In those emails to the moderators, the outlet reports mods are told that calls for the death of Russian President Vladimir Putin or Belarusian President Alexander will be allowed as long as they don't contain threats towards others or indicators of credibility in quotation marks, like saying where or how the act will take place. Let me see. Let's keep reading. In a statement sent to The Verge, Meta spokesman Andy Stone said, as a result of Russian invasion of Ukraine, we have temporarily made allowances for forms of political expression that would normally violate our rules, like violent speech, such as death to the Russian invaders. We still won't allow credible calls for violence against Russian civilians. The New York Times confirmed this policy applies to people using the service from Ukraine, Russia, Poland, Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, Slovakia, Hungary, and Romania. Okay, so it's not here. But still. Okay. The Times also noted that in 2021, Vice reported Facebook moderators received similar temporary instructions about death to Khamenei. Child, I done messed that up. I'm sorry. Let's keep going because I'm trying to scroll through. The Facebook community standards regarding hate speech and violence and incitement have continued to receive updates since the company started publishing them publicly in 2018. Now, I have an issue with this. Oh, snaps. Let me update this right quick so that people will know what the hell I'm talking about on Facebook. This is what I have an issue with. Hold on right quick. Let me see what this is. Who was this texting me? Oh, snap. Kenya said she'll be here in 5 minutes. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Child, I'm going to have... Okay. She said she's going to be here in 5 minutes. So let me fix some stuff. Let me rearrange some stuff. But, oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Oh, I'm excited. Okay. I don't know what to do. Because, I'm set up in a certain way to where it's just me and only me. But she said she's going to be here. So, okay. Oh, I don't know what to do. And this is why on Station Head, we are allowed to play music. I will play some music. As a matter of fact, that's what I'm finna do. I'm finna play some music. We'll be back. So, Facebook, I'm gonna put you on pause, and then on Station Hill, we're gonna play some music. Let me okay, Jesus built a fence. Okay, hold on. Let me figure something out. Okay. What song do I want to play, Chad? You know, this song has been on my mind for a minute. And it's Adele and Megan Thee Stallion. I fucking love the mix that they had with those two together. So but she said she's gonna be in 5 minutes. Maybe I need to find something a little bit longer. No, because in 3 minutes I have everything set up. So I'm gonna play this, and then I'll be back. So, you know, as the teacher say, talks amongst yourselves. Okay. Okay, we back. Let me make sure this is working. Because I done uprooted my life. I done uprooted my life. Because LaPri is here. I'm so happy.
Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. I'm only 55 minutes late. I'm on to it.
Hold on. All right, hold on real quick. So let me make sure. Oh! Okay. It's working on station here. Okay. And make sure it's working on Facebook Live. Because I paused it from it, huh?
Your front door open.
Oh, child, I wish they would come in here.
It just opened by itself, I think.
It's the wind. Child, I wish they would come in here. Okay, cool. Okay, it's working. It's the wind. Z, how you been?
Busy?
Who you been doing?
I ain't been able to sit down nowhere for 2 months, y'all. Nah. I ain't been doing nobody. I've been doing a lot of stuff. Sam.
This is first time actually seeing. Well, not first time, but
Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, Sam. Now you don't want to talk to him. You want to look on my toes. Now you don't want to come to me. First of all, I need a dinner and a movie first. Come on now. Just get access to me without even trying to do no extra. Come on. Hey, Dad, what's going on?
Don't mind your business.
I ain't bad, Dad.
Did you want one? Did you got it in there?
I have one.
Okay.
I do need one. Child.
Yeah.
Anyway, what y'all want me to tell me?
We was about to get into because I had just read the article about Facebook.
Meta.
Who?
The metaverse.
No.
That's what it is now.
What you talking about? Is that what it's called now?
Facebook, Instagram, all that is the metaverse now.
I didn't know that. No, I was finna talk about how they were allowing people to say violent stuff to Russian soldiers and stuff.
Oh wow. But we can't talk about COVID.
Or even because that was the funny thing to me was when they said that you can't say hateful stuff about Asians.
You can't?
No. Mm-hmm. Because of COVID. Also because Mark Zuckerberg's wife is Asian.
Oh.
So it's like, are y'all against violence or y'all okay with violence with certain people?
Yes, just certain people. You already know that.
Right.
That's how it is everything.
Because even with the soldiers, even though they're doing bad stuff, they're only following orders.
Yeah.
So you kind of gotta.
Yeah. Look at what's really going on.
Yeah.
If you're gonna say something about the people who calling the order, like
exactly
President Putin.
Right, so-called president. Where you get them from? What the hell is that?
Girl, I got these at 7-Eleven.
There's a cinnamon toast crunch popcorn with cinnamon dust.
Do you like cinnamon toast crunch?
Fuck yeah!
Okay, try them.
I'll try one.
Because when I seen them, I was like, let me see. Now they not living up to what I thought they were gonna be. I'd rather just eat the cereal, but they alright.
Yeah,
they alright.
It tastes like the at the Dollar Tree they call Fiddle and Faddle.
Oh, Fiddle and Faddle, yeah. That's what I was thinking. Either Fiddle and Faddle or poppy corn. Have you ever had poppy corn?
Crunch and Munch.
Crunch and Munch.
That's what it is.
Hey, Sam. Come here, Jackson. Come here, baby Jackson. Come say hi. Hey, girl. Sam, come here.
He trying.
I know.
One of his paws are hurting, but he won't stay off of it.
I see it.
Child went to my cousin's house and the dogs jumped on him.
Oh, because he a baby.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I've been telling him, I was like, dude, like chill out. But he's still running and limping. But he all right though. Because even when I squeeze it, he's not crying or nothing. So I'm like, yeah, you'll be all right. Just relax a little bit. Z.
Oh, that is woman. Who this woman, Hoppo? Who this woman, Hoppo? Okay, let's talk about the stuff because I'm all over here playing with them.
Right, and then we talked about Tracy.
Oh, Tracy, that's so sad.
Yeah, that was the only thing we got into. And then what I've been doing lately.
Okay. Well, continue with that because I don't want to mess up the group. Okay,
no, that was it.
Oh. Let me register this vehicle.
Right. But yeah, so as she registered her vehicle, which I talked to my apartment people about that because I was like, that is just the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, Facebook is tripping. I don't know what they got going on. I don't know why they allow it. It was another thing that I wanted to talk about was because everybody's like, we with Ukraine and all that stuff. I'm sitting there thinking, what about the Russian, like regular everyday Russian people who didn't want that?
Exactly.
Now their money ain't worth nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They can't do nothing. They can't fly. They can't do
see nothing online.
Yeah, nothing.
It's terrible. It's terrible. It's a lot of moving parts in this, and we as a what you call us as a nation,
Yeah.
I think we do need to come together, but at the same time, you have to be present for all of it, and you have to be understanding about everything that's going in with this.
Yeah.
And it's the people are innocent. The people over there are innocent. It's like the people in World War II. The German people, they were innocent.
Right.
They had a crazy ruler, so Hitler was able to thrive.
And they sit there because, no one wants to do trading. No one wants to do anything with Russia anymore. And so I'm sitting there thinking, what about the people who are living there
Exactly.
that didn't want this war?
Mm-hmm.
What about them? Who's going to help them out? And we can't sit here and act like, oh, they over there.
Right. It's their
it's their issues. Like, no. So if you're going to be with Ukraine civilians, you need to be with Russian civilians also, because they're not the ones that are fighting.
Exactly.
They're not the ones who's calling for this. So it sucks.
It does suck. It sucks on their part. And then another thing I want to say about this is why the United States won't just mind. I'm not saying don't help. What I'm saying is that we did the State of the Union address a couple weeks ago, maybe last week.
Did you watch the whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
I watched the whole thing.
I didn't. I couldn't. It was too much clapping for me.
It was too much. What you call that? Fluff. Because he didn't want to get to the real issue.
Where you going?
I'm finna get my license plate. He was showing a little boy, who got diabetes and his dad. What about everything else? That's what I want to talk about. I know the little boy. He look like he well fed. He ain't hurting for nothing. But go ahead.
Oh my goodness.
Get it, girl. Anybody, get up. He done ran out. Come on.
He all right. Okay, I'm coming.
Does anybody tell you do all this?
Lord, she let my dog run away. All right, y'all hold on. Give us 2 shakes of an oxtail. Oh no, he back in. Okay, good. But anyway, I wish people would be more sympathetic to Russian civilians as they are to Ukrainian civilians or Ukrainians, whatever. I wish people would be more compassionate with them because they didn't ask for any of the stuff that's going on. And yet they're the ones that's going to get hit the hardest. Not the people who's sitting there with all their money, the oligarchs and all of that.
The elites.
Yeah, the elites, the rich people. They're not hurting for anything. It's the people who, oh shit, I gotta pay my rent. Like those people. Did you lock the door back?
I did.
Okay, I was about to say because they might pop back open.
Yeah. And that's the sad part. It's the little people that are getting hurt.
Yeah. And so this whole thing about Facebook allowing posts, like even though they're specific, saying, yeah, you can say violent stuff towards the soldiers are still regular people too. They're just following orders. And I know some people won't be sympathetic to Nazis who they were just following orders, that type. But it's the same thing with us. I've had this conversation one time with one person, but we were sitting there talking about the whole Russian-Ukraine thing. Mm-hmm. And the person I was talking to was like, oh, Russian, they're so bad for doing this and yada, yada. And I'm sitting there thinking, girl, we ain't no better. How many times? And then she was like, well, I never looked into that. Well, girl, you need to.
Right.
How many times? How do you think we got Hawaii?
Exactly. How do you think we got Texas? Oh, I ain't gonna say Texas because that's a while ago.
Hell, it was still Texas, California, New Mexico, Arizona, Washington, like all this other. Well, hell, the whole country. How do you think we got it?
bullying, taking it, fighting on people that didn't need to get fought on.
Right.
Bullying
They weren't
folks.
even looking for a fight, and
Yeah.
then you brought it to them.
Exactly. With the brass knuckles.
The Native Americans,
Oh, yeah.
how Europe treated Africa.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, girl, let's not sit here. Like, as the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, let's not play holy.
Right. Preach. Shit, for real. No, let's not. Let's talk about it, because America is a you know how people, they hear about some stuff and they be like, I ain't gonna be in that, but then you turn around, they right in the middle.
Right.
It's like I thought you said you weren't gonna.
Right. I thought you said you was gonna stay out of it.
Right, now you out in the middle. You the ringleader. You the one. That's what he said. He's like, well, we're not gonna put any American troops on the ground. We're not gonna put no people in the air. We're gonna just support Ukraine.
But yeah, but then they send soldiers to neighboring countries.
Right. Exactly. That's why I said we don't got nothing to do with this. This ain't for us.
No.
Support Ukraine. I'm all for sending people over there for support purposes, but not going over there saying, you know, we're gonna set up shop, and if they start shooting at us, we're gonna shoot back.
Right.
No, because y'all went over there to see what's going. Y'all went over there to get a fight.
Right. And how about how we send weapons to Saudi Arabia for them to bomb Yemen?
Wow. America is so
Hypocritical.
on every level, on every single level, even on our domestic levels.
Right.
We're everything.
Yeah.
It's just that's America, and that's what it's built on. So I'm not surprised. We'll be over there in a minute. Troops will be over there in a minute.
Right. Well, hell, they over there already. They just ain't engaging.
Right.
But yeah, you sending people over there is that's like you saying I ain't gonna say nothing but.
Right. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not in it, but.
Right. Exactly. I mean,
So even though you said even though Biden had said if a U.S. troop ends up getting attacked, then we'll engage. Even though you said that, but yeah, you sending more people over there
to be in a position
to where they can get attacked.
Exactly.
Like that don't make any sense.
Exactly. But I've been.
Like I ain't the one to gossip, but
Exactly. I know you have. But at the same time, too, look at everything that Biden has done since he's been in office. I mean, just like, I'm not saying that Trump was a great president by no means of the word, but he was in some parts, some situations, he was trying to keep stuff in America. Like the whole pipeline situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With the fuel and the oil and all that.
And I still feel for those Native Americans that didn't want the pipeline built through their land. Yeah. I get it.
But they did put in steps to go around that too.
Right.
But Biden shut it down as soon as he hit the office.
And then this is another thing. When he said, because I did not know until Biden's ass had said it. I didn't know we were getting our oil from Russia. And so, of course, he stopped everything. He stopped all our relations with Russia, but didn't have a Lord Jesus. He didn't have a backup plan.
Well,
and so now we're sitting here with high-ass gas prices.
But see, the thing about it is that the crazy thing is that we never really should have been getting oil from Russia anyway.
When we got it here.
We got so much oil here that could last us for hundreds of years. And it could pretty much take care of the whole United States, the oil that we have here. We don't need to be outsourcing anything from Russia anyway, especially oil. But since we were, go back to that then. Go back to our own reserve. Why do we...
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why are we talking about that anyway? That's something that shouldn't even been happening anyway.
How come we all can't just have electric cars?
Electric cars, we can, but they're not efficient enough for us yet. It's just not enough.
They haven't made it to where everybody's going to put money into that.
Right. I mean, you talking about...
I mean, I get it, but it goes back to capitalism.
Yeah.
They trying to make money off electric cars, trying to make money off the sun.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. They're charging us for the sun.
Right, yeah. They already charging us to breathe.
Right. But see, that's the thing. Like, if you want us to do that, then, okay, let's take away the whole, gas, and let's take away the oils and all that kind of stuff and all that. Make electric cars, make Teslas efficient. I mean, make them affordable A Tesla
Exactly,
is like
yeah.
$60,000 for a basic Tesla.
Exactly.
And if we're making $40,000 a year, how in the
Child,
world?
not even.
Exactly. Some people living off of less, but like myself, and none of your business. No, but if you want us to get an electric car, then Tesla can make those cars affordable for people who are making $20,000.
Right, because if you made it affordable, a lot of people
everybody would
yeah.
get it. Who? Nobody like stopping at the gas station. Want to go straight to the house, plug your car in, and sit down.
And I rode in an electric car. They are so much better.
Yeah.
They ride so much better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And
it's
a loud ass transmission.
Right. Yeah, I had rode in one a few weeks ago, and I was just like, "Oh, this is just so neat. How come everybody ain't got one?" And I said, "Child, who all can afford one?"
Right. Exactly. And that's what the elite's saying. They're saying, well, those really left-wing Republicans sitting up there on Capitol Hill, they're saying, well, why don't everybody just go buy an electric car? Well, bitch, you go give us the money. You can drop $60,000 on something. We can't do that.
Right. I guess that's what the stimulus is for.
Okay.
Okay.
That stimulus is the only thing. He was able to help me pay that car note for that motherfucking one that's out there right now.
Yeah.
I did appreciate y'all like another one.
Right. But child, let's get into what is this? I guess we'll go ahead and talk about Jussie.
Jussie Smollett.
Yes.
You know, they only put him in jail because he
Chad. Wait, what?
I seen that on Facebook. You said they only put me in. I only got prison time because I'm black.
Really? And you know what? Not 5% of me is like, okay. So, because I remember Central Park, Becky Karen, whatever the hell her name was, the woman that was walking her dog in Central Park, and then was saying, "I'm gonna call the police on you and tell them you're attacking me."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, she didn't have to do any time. She only had to do like a class, and that was it.
What?
Girl, racial sensitivity. I don't know what kind of. I don't know what kind of class she had to take, but she didn't have to do any time, and she didn't have to pay any restitutions or anything.
Oh, wow.
She didn't have to do anything.
Oh.
So that's where the 5% of understanding comes from. But for the most part, Jussie dragged this out a whole lot more than the white woman.
Right. Exactly.
You making a whole police report, and then you still following up with that lie today.
Exactly. He ain't came out once and said I made it up.
Yeah, like
He ain't came out not one time. Like, y'all know what? Let me get on here and come.
right. But kudos to him. If you gonna come up with a lie, stick to it.
I mean, yeah, everybody say your mama say that, right? If you gonna lie, make sure it sound good, stick to it.
Right.
But at the same time,
His lie didn't make any sense.
it didn't make no sense, and it was like, why are you doing this? Like, what's the point of it? I know it wasn't to get clout because at that time he was pretty much at the height of his career. But I think it was to bring awareness. But you could have done something else.
Yeah, and that is so funny because the judge had said that. The judge was like, I know you do this, you do that for equal rights and for gay people and black people, but you a narcissistic asshole to where you gonna fake a whole goddamn crime. And child.
Yeah. And that's another thing though too. That's another one of my questions. People who are out here trying to fight the good fight for the cause, what are you doing in your everyday to help the cause?
Right.
You just only thing that Jussie did was came out to say he's gay, but what is he doing for gay rights? What is he doing for black people? What is he doing for black men?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure he out there marching probably.
Oh, okay.
Probably out there in the protests and doing whatever. I don't know.
I'm reading them.
I ain't seen nothing, but I'm pretty sure that's what he's doing because you don't hear about everything.
Well, and he actually, I know he reading them fictional books to get these ideas from.
What book you talking about?
The Book of Bullshit. Like, where did you get this fucking idea from? Boy, stop the camera.
But the thing that got me, so I don't know if you watched, so he was sentenced to probation has to pay money to the county and whatever and all this other stuff, and then he was sentenced 150 days in prison.
Mhm.
But the thing that got me was his outburst at the end.
Mhm.
I didn't kill myself. I'm not suicidal.
What?
You ain't see that?
Uh-uh.
Girl, okay, let me see if I can find it.
He was in the court doing that?
Yeah. Let me see if let me try to pull it up. But this it was hilarious.
It's not like he needs some help. Some mental help, a couple pills. Oh, shut up.
But I didn't get it. It didn't make any damn sense to me. So let's see if I can find a clip for it. Hold on.
Now at Fitness Connection, join for just...
Fuck Fitness Connection. Yeah, he had a whole. It was hilarious. And I'm just sitting there like, who the hell you think you is? Like, what?
Jussie. And then your mama's favorite name too.
Shut
Jussie.
up.
Jussie.
Let me see. Really? 2 goddamn ads?
Yeah, Facebook. I mean,
Girl, YouTube don't be playing.
they bold with it.
Right. Oh, this ain't loud enough.
I am not suicidal. I am innocent, and I am not suicidal. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of Black Americans in this country for over 400 years and the fears of the LGBTQ community. Your Honor, I respect you, and I respect the jury, but I did not do this, and I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself, and you must all know that.
Oh, I see why you're saying that.
I respect you, Your Honor. I respect your decision. Jail time. I am not suicidal. Okay. Mr. Gucci, let me inquire. Are there any post-sentencing motions you care to present right now?
Yes, Judge.
Yes, Ms. Miller.
The defense would wish to present a motion to reconsider sentence and file it as standard.
It is timely filed.
Thank you, Judge.
And let me say, I've obviously considered the sentence at great length. And it's timely filed, so it's preserved for purposes of appeal. The motion to reconsider sentence is respectfully denied. Is there another, one second, Randy. Anything else? Just a second. Is there going to be a notice of appeal filed?
Yes, Judge. We filed a notice of appeal. Going to be going to the court. The office.
You doing it in standard? And are you going to be handling the appeal?
Judge, as of now, yes.
Well, you have to commit to handling the appeal.
Yes, it does work out.
All right. Notice of appeal may be filed. Charlotte, now I need the prosecutors to work with Charlotte, the probation officer, to work out probation specifications with the conditions I've just explained. 150 days in the county jail, restitution fines. Oh, and also statutory DNA costs are ordered as well. That's statutory. So you have to fill out the probation specifications.
Whatever.
So Jussie got to hear.
Yeah.
So, I see why he's saying he's not suicidal, because I guess he think it's somebody gonna kill him when he in jail, and they gonna try to make it seem like he, killed himself.
But who and why?
Exactly. Robert Kelly doing all right. If somebody's gonna kill somebody,
You not no Epstein. You're not
exactly.
You're not no Michael Jackson. You're not no Prince. You're not anybody.
No A-list celebrity. Exactly.
Yeah. You're not somebody that's making so much wave. To where he can.
Coming. Yeah. Girl, I don't know. At this point, I guess he had to go out with a bang. You know what I mean? He couldn't just be like, okay, go ahead.
Bruh.
Just go on and walk my mouth.
Now, some people saying when it came to paying the restitutions and the probation, he was okay with it. But once he got sentenced to be in the Cook County jail, that's when he felt like he had to say something.
Well, he don't, cause
he didn't say nothing about the restitutions and what he had to pay and the probation. He didn't say any of that.
Yeah, because he got the money to afford it. So yeah, he just don't want to be in jail.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, just make the best out of it. It's just, I'm saying that like I'll be saying I didn't do it, just me, I didn't do it. But
it's not even a year. It's 150 days.
Girl.
It's 300.
Wait, what? 3.5 months? Is that 4 months or some change?
30, 60, 90, 120, 4.5 months, 5 months.
Less than half a year. Girl, just get on in there and sit down somewhere and eat your bologna sandwiches. You know you can put money in your books.
Exactly, especially when all your siblings, even his grandmama, came out and said something. Like, you got enough money to, to have in your commissary.
Right. You're going to have money in your books. They're going to come out there to see you. Your little boyfriend, whoever going to come holler at you. You all right.
Right.
You just ain't going to be able to walk around free for a little bit. You'll be fine.
Now, I was saying, because I know people who've done longer days in prison. 150 ain't a lot.
Yeah, it's going to go by fast.
Exactly.
It's going to go by fast. He just don't want to do it. Which I get it. He don't want to do it, but at the same. And then, too, another thing that makes me kind of like understand where he's coming from is that young man that went out there to a Black Lives Matter protest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Rittenhouse. And was able to get off, like, just completely go scot-free. It leads me to believe, like you said, that 5%. So now it's on, you said 5, putting that on top of it make it 10% for me.
Yeah, I get it. Is that an engagement ring?
It's not an engagement ring. You know how people say when you want something, you're supposed to live as it? You know what I'm saying?
Who bought that?
Don't worry about who bought it. I'm just saying.
Okay, so it's not you, because obviously you would have said that it wasn't you. But it was you.
Don't worry about who bought it. Just saying, when you want something, you want to act as if.
Okay, is it the same from the last season?
Yeah.
Oh,
I know you think I be changing people like I changed Rob.
No, I don't think that. Because they didn't talk to you, so I'm just making sure.
Yeah, that's right.
So LaBrie is engaged.
No, do not put that out there. That's not what's going on, y'all. Just know. It's coming in the near future.
Okay.
In my head.
So that's your promise ring?
I guess you could call it that.
Okay.
I'm just gonna call it that.
The same as engagement ring. I promise I'm gonna marry you.
It's not the same, but I guess you can call it that. But yeah.
Congratulations.
No, they're not in order yet. Congratulations, they're not in order yet. No, but anyhow, but that's what it is, pretty much.
Yeah.
Moving.
I get it.
To the next level.
Yeah.
But I'm moving him from out here to I don't think I told you.
Say what?
I'm not gonna be living out here anymore.
Where are you moving to?
South Dallas.
Why? Because you're engaged.
No.
We'll talk about it on Station here. We ain't gonna talk about it on Facebook.
Right.
But yeah, I get his frustration, but one, it wasn't in the same state.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna have different judges.
Right.
But at the same time, you can't say, "Oh, because I got away with, because other people got away with it, right. I need to be getting away with it." And and I totally get it. I get it when you say there are other things to be worried about. Other people have done more severe crimes, right. So why y'all focusing on me? I get that. But at the same time, sir, you did commit a crime,
right?
So just and just move on.
Right.
Which is probably gonna be hard too, because I highly doubt. I don't know. Robert Downey Jr. got a whole new damn career.
Yeah, but Robert Downey Jr. was doing stuff. It was self-inflicted though. He was doing stuff to himself.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah, he wasn't hurt.
But at the same time, he was in jail a whole bunch, DUI. And just a whole bunch of stuff, child. I heard his manager had to find him in the bushes with a fishing line. Like,
you was so silly.
But Robert Downey Jr. he had a bad rap for a
a long time. Yeah.
And look at him now.
Yeah, he thriving.
One of the highest paying. He was I want for a long time. They finally killed his character off, but he done made his money, made a whole new career.
Right.
People affiliate him with being Iron Man, not being someone being in a drunken stupor.
Right.
Like, you know.
Because at first that baby couldn't get no work. He couldn't even hook. He couldn't even walk up to the car. He couldn't even be on
nothing.
Harry Hines.
Showed up to court in a whole orange suit.
Right. Just look the strength and the show. But so Jesse can come back from this. And I don't think he's blackballed.
He's a good actor.
He's a good actor. He's handsome. And he's gay.
And he's light skinned.
So it's a lot of factors because women are still gonna be attracted to him.
Yeah.
Men can be attracted to him and say it openly.
Yeah.
And he has what you call it behind him?
Je ne sais quoi. I don't know what the fuck you trying to say, but
the guy that blackballed Monique.
Not Tyler, but
the other Tyler. Oh no, the other Tyler.
Oh, what is his name? The one that was on Too Short all that damn money. Not Too Short. I forgot his name.
You know who I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah.
They good friends.
I feel bad because I don't know his name. Off the top of my head.
I don't even know how to
Google it.
How would I do it? Oh, the producer of...
yeah, just type in Precious. Child. You know, that's one thing that hangs me up every time. I be like, who is their name? What is their name? Lee Daniels.
I didn't even ask for the shopping part. That's
Lee Daniels. What the fuck is you? How did I find that quicker than you?
Because I put all that in and then for some reason it went to the images.
I just typed in Precious.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna say that I'm sad.
Yeah, he got Lee Daniels, and he had Kamala Harris
really
backing him up. So hopefully she'll find him a.
Well, how does that correlate? How does that connect?
Because he had her backing him up. Maybe she can find him a job at the White House. Who knows?
No, but what I'm saying is how she know him.
Girl, who knows? And I don't know.
I kind of care.
But I do remember her like coming out and defending him at the time.
Was it before she became vice president?
During the time, I want to say. Because this case been going on for like 3-4 years.
Yeah, because it happened in 2019, right? No, it happened in 2020. So
no, it was before COVID, I think.
I thought it was happening at the same time as COVID.
2018, 2019.
Maybe 2019.
But I know it's been like 3-4 years we've been dealing with this.
Yeah, I know we've been talking about it for a minute. I like your screensaver.
What you talking about?
I like your screensaver.
Oh, girl, this came to phone. I didn't.
It's cute. It's jellyfish, right?
It's jellyfish. But yeah.
But yeah, so
and then they said he had a whole bunch of character witnesses like Alfred Woodard and Samuel Jackson and a whole bunch of other celebrities bagging him up. So maybe they'll help him find a job once he get done. And that was another thing that this.
What could they possibly be up there saying?
Oh, we've known him since a child, so he can't be doing this. But you know, this is my thing. This is my thing. This is why I was at 5%. So when the judge had sentenced him to probation, he didn't limit his traveling.
So you pretty much can just do what you want.
That's what the judge was saying. You can do whatever you want and just report over the phone. That's what the judge had said. And I'm just like so many other people, because I remember this guy that was living with me. He had probation, but he had to. He had to be in the house at a certain time.
Right.
Had to be out of the house at a certain time.
Did he have an ankle monitor?
Yes. Had an ankle monitor. And then had to report every month, but had to physically go down there.
And pee in cups and stuff?
Yeah, and he lived like 30, 40 minutes away from the damn probation officer. So I'm just like, Jesse got off clean.
Yeah, he pretty much had.
Shall do it 3 or 4 months, you will be all right.
Exactly.
You like dropping the soap, so they don't even
matter. You're going to be missing out on that. Everything you like right up in there.
Right.
Oh.
Just don't use mayonnaise packages.
You know these mayonnaise.
You know.
Y'all gotta be more creative. Just a smell of mayonnaise and then mixed in with all that.
Right, with duck butter. Like, no.
Booty juice. No. That's not a good mixture.
No.
Somehow still or something comes.
Yeah, he'll be all right. He'll be all right. He'll be fine.
They better get some coconut oil.
Right. Some what?
Coconut oil.
Girl, you can't get coconut oil in the prison. But let's talk about, okay. Was there anything you wanted to talk about?
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
And what's going on with you and how you feeling and all that?
Oh, girl, yeah, I had covered that already. Okay. But I was saying how I've been feeling a whole lot better because I had a conversation with my dad and a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay.
So it was really nice.
The conversation you had with your dad, it helped.
Oh yeah, it did. It helped a lot.
That's good.
Because I didn't go off, but it was. Let me tell you how I've been feeling for damn near 15 years.
Wow. Okay. And he responded well and everything.
Apologized and everything.
That's good.
It was nice.
A breakthrough.
It was nice.
That's good.
One thing that ain't nice is Nick Cannon's show being canceled. So, I'm sorry I'm laughing.
Why are you laughing?
I don't know.
Yes,
I don't know. That's because I'm goofy. Okay, so Nick Cannon addressed the news on his show this past Thursday, saying that having his own talk show has truly been a blessing. During Thursday's episode of Nick Cannon's show, the talk show host addressed the news that his show had been canceled after just one season. He's 41. I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not realize he's that old.
Yeah. The thing about Nick Cannon is I'm trying to figure out who couch is he resisting because they
residing?
Resisting. Whose director's couch is he resisting? Because
shut up. Damar, the same people who do Whitney Williams show.
So he must not
Damar and Mercury, that's what it's called.
Okay, so he must ain't been giving up what he need to give up because they took him off of his show on Wild 'N Out.
He gave him. Ooh, you show right.
They took him off of the show where people dance and sing.
The Masked Singer.
It was the
Masked Singer.
The Masked Singer, but he had another one too before that, right? He was on.
No,
he wasn't.
He was on The Masked Singer. That's the only one I can think of. Who do you think? Well, America's Got Talent or something?
Yes, when he on
that was Terry Crews.
No, Nick Cannon was on one of them audition shows. It wasn't Terry Crews. Okay, well, let's go with The Masked Singer because I think that it might have been a long time ago. But anyway, so who is he? Who Cheerios? He don't piss in. He don't piss in somebody's Cheerios.
I don't think so. I think it's just they weren't just getting the views that they thought they were going to get.
But Well Now is a
well, no,
they 12-year.
They got him off a while now because of what he said about the Jews, and then, that's we got to talk about that. We got to talk about that. We're gonna talk about that on Station here one day. Okay. It might be our next show. We're gonna talk about that because I had my own thoughts about that, so we're gonna talk about that later. Because it has something to do with Whoopi Goldberg.
What, the Jews?
Whoopi Goldberg has said that Holocaust wasn't about race, and so it brought up the question on: are Jews considered a race or religion?
I thought it was more of a religion.
I said there's gonna be a whole other time. And then Nick Cannon has said on his own show that black people are the real Hebrew people, the real chosen people. Right. But either way, that's why he got off of. That's why they took him off a while now.
Okay, so but what about the other show, the Masked Singer? Why they take him off of that one? Because
I want to say it was the same thing.
Okay, so
I want to say it was the same thing. It was
like a domino.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is kind of out of the blue.
Right.
Because this is months after. Because he didn't get this show until after he said the comments about the Jewish community.
Yeah, I think it was already in the works. I think on this one, if I'm not, I don't know, I'm speculating. I think maybe it was more, they saying he got canceled.
Yeah.
But I want to say Nick Cannon probably walked away from this one.
You think it was? But why though?
Because he just lost the baby a few months ago.
I know. Not even a few months ago.
It was in
But
January,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, it was a few months ago. A couple, but yeah.
So I think maybe the Cannon probably just wasn't feeling it like that. Losing that baby because that really tore him down. So. Because right before he lost that baby, he was getting clout from
and he just had another baby.
Yeah, because he gets around. But he was getting clout from the print pic. You remember the print pic that went viral?
I went viral. I went viral.
Yes, that was you. You might have spearheaded that one.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, I had posted. Okay, so this is what happened. So a person that I was following on Twitter, and I'm not on Twitter anymore. But it doesn't negate on what the hell happened. So, someone that I followed on Twitter had posted a pic of Nick Cannon's bulge on Twitter from his show, and then I retweeted it, and they had deleted the post because it was getting too many notifications. That's what the person told me, and so I was like, okay, well, can you send me the pics again? Can you send me the pics in a DM? And I'll just post it because I don't give a damn about about notifications.
Right.
So they send me the pics, and then I had posted it, and that got so many to where I was in a whole bunch of articles.
Yeah. I'll show you right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I remember I was sending it to LaPree because I was like, "Girl, look what I'm on. Look what's happening." To where hundreds of thousands and millions of views,
right,
or retweets or whatever. So I got all of that. So you're welcome, Nick Cannon. But no, I'm just playing. But yeah, I guess they didn't help save it.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm thinking that this might be more so something that he kind of wants to do because he was getting attention from that.
Yeah,
a lot of attention.
Right, everybody was tuning in. Like, let me see what else.
Right, Nick. What's your But on some real stuff, like I don't really know. I don't know if that has. Here you go, right here. I just found it, but I don't know if that had something.
Where'd you? Oh, Missy B.
Well, you said this.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know if it was him being counseled so much as he maybe just wasn't bringing that Nick Cannon.
Did you just say Dick Cannon?
That Nick Cannon is that he used to bring. No.
I heard you say Dick.
That's what you want to hear. Because he definitely brings the dick.
Right.
He be having babies in that.
And this is so funny because this ain't the first time we've heard about Nick Cannon's cod piece.
I ain't never heard.
I heard
said that to me. I was like, what?
It was this one actress. I totally forgot her name, but she had said no. But I think it was no. It wasn't her. It was an older woman.
Oh, okay.
That said she worked on a movie with Nick Cannon and she could see what he was working with.
Well,
but the dick didn't save him.
Not this time. It sure did.
No. And I kind of feel bad only because from the article and just watch it, because I did watch one episode. Coincidentally, it was the episode with him having the bulge. He was excited about the show.
Yeah.
And then even when he co-hosted for the Willie Williams show, and he announced that he was getting his own show, you can tell he was excited about it. And to see his show being canceled, I was like, oh, that kind of sucks. Even though I ain't watched not a damn episode.
I ain't, baby, not ever. Have I ever seen me?
But I still feel sad about somebody losing a paycheck.
I do too. But Nick Cannon has many hats and he has many streams of revenues that's coming in. So I don't think it's gonna hurt him now.
I wonder if they still pay him from Wildin' Out. Like if they still consider him to be a producer.
Well, he gonna get what they call it
residual
from the previous shows if he's not getting nothing from the shows.
I wonder.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does. So he ain't gonna lose no money. Well, he's losing that paycheck, but it ain't hurting him.
Yeah, he ain't got to move back to his mama house.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. He ain't moving back to nobody else. So, and he'll bounce back because we always see Nick Cannon coming back strong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, when music career didn't go nowhere, he hit the movie scene. The movie started doing pretty well. And then he hit, other stuff that he was doing.
Doing the Wild 'N Out.
I mean, that came strong, so he gonna be okay.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
But it is, like you said, it is kind of sad to see him get canceled like that.
Right. And then here's another show. It was rumored that it was being canceled, but Chad Garcelle was like, "No, that ain't right. That's not what's happening." So, The Real. I'm trying to figure, is Garcelle a host on that show?
Yeah, I think she took over
for Tamar.
Tamar.
Yeah,
well, she took that spot. I have mixed views about The View.
Yeah, so let's read this. So it says Garcelle Bouvet. That's how you pronounce her name. Mm-hmm. I'm confident on that.
I know it's Garcelle.
Yeah, Garcelle Bouvet confirms news about The Real cancellation are just rumors. So it said news dropped earlier this week, which it was last week, that the popular Fox daytime talk show The Real has been canceled, but without official word from producers or any of the 4 co-hosts. It has been hard for fans to accept that the show is coming to an end. According to the gossip blog of Jasmine Brand, that's somebody we do trust in the Black community, cites but does not name exclusive sources. The beloved TV show has been canceled. No reasons were provided as to why the show is ending after 8 seasons.
And why would it be her to deliver the news? She's like the youngest.
No, she was the one that said that it's not. It's not being canceled.
Yeah, because I feel like if it was going to be canceled, then it would be somebody else, like Jeannie Miles. Is she still on there? I know she's had a name.
Yeah. She's still on there.
It'll be Adrian or Jeannie or somebody else, Tamara, to say, hey, we can cancel. Or the rumor or whatever. I ain't even heard no rumor that it's getting canceled.
I did.
You did?
Yeah, because I was just like, oh, snap, it's being canceled. And then I was sitting there thinking about when they gave out packs of noodles for a prize for the guests. I was like,
they had a little budget.
And I was sitting there thinking, oh, how much have they grown? Because I didn't realize it's been 8 seasons.
Oh, really? I know it's been out for a minute, though.
Yeah, but 8 seasons, I was like, ooh, damn. So they've been out for a good while.
Right. But I don't even think they holding strong, though. Have they got any Emmys?
Girl, don't give me the line.
I don't even think it's like one of those popular shows, like The Talk. I mean, not The Talk, but The View. I mean,
yeah.
Not The View. The one with Oprah. I mean, with Whoopi on there.
The View.
Is it The View?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know, but we'll see. Hopefully they're not getting canceled.
Right, especially if Garcelle is on there, because I like Garcelle.
Yeah, I like a fancy. That's
fancy. Yeah. Oh my God, which reminds girl, I've been rewatching the Fox, the Jamie Foxx show. I forgot how funny that show
Jamie Foxx is a great comedian.
That show was just so freaking hilarious.
Yeah, it was a good show.
And so the show is on HBO Max, so I've been watching it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hope they're not getting canceled because it was.
It's an okay show. It's something to watch in the daytime if you're into that type of stuff. It's not something that I will just make sure I watch.
Yeah,
but it's something to watch. You know what I'm saying?
Wendy Williams is one of those shows.
What you mean?
That I would tune in for.
Sam, what are you doing?
Right, Sam over here playing with Laprise.
I know, he just like steady messing with him. Hey boy, you like pink, huh?
Right, and then he put the paw on you that's supposed to be hurt.
Stop! What's on my toes that you want?
Girl, the puppies, they eat any damn thing. Wood, fingernail polish, they don't care.
Don't bite that off. You don't want to see how them toes look without no polish. You damn sure ain't gonna be my friend after that. But yeah, I hope they get a show.
Wendy Williams is one of those shows, and which reminds me, let's go ahead and talk about Wendy Williams show. Mm-hmm. That so the Wendy Williams show is supposed to be canceled, and Sherry Shepherd taking over that slot.
Yeah. So the show gonna be named after Sherry.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Have you been watching?
I've seen a couple episodes. I seen this. Who was on there? Some female.
Girl, what the? You know damn well Cardi B ain't finna be on no talk show.
She was on there before. She was on Wendy before.
Not hosting.
No, I'm saying Sherry was the host. It was a guest on there. I'm trying to remember what guest it was.
I said she didn't have plenty of them. So
yeah, but I watched the episode when it was a female guest, and she was doing pretty good. She funny.
Yeah, I like Sherry Shepherd. She like the energy, and the atmosphere is totally different from when Wendy was on there. 'Cause, like Wendy's show, well, when Wendy was on there, it was more messy than anything, and then in its latter years, it became cringy. Very cringy. And then with Sherry on there, and that's the only when I watch it. I have not watched any other guest hosts. Rappaport, he's been on there. I'm not watching it. When the dude from 106 in Park, forgot his name, but when he's on there with the girl from Friday After Next, I don't remember their name so far, but when they was on it, I'm not watching it. Any other guest hosts, I'm not watching it. But when Sherry's on there, it's like, this is cool. I like it. Yeah. The atmosphere is like, everything is positive. Right. Everything is positive. She ain't got nothing negative to say about anybody. Right. And then she has so much positive relationship with other people. Right. So when she brings them up, she's like, oh, I remember when I hung out with this person. They were so nice and yada, yada. And then she talks about the story, and she's like, well, I hope this is not true, or I hope this isn't happening, and if this is happening, this is my advice for you. Like, everything is just so positive. Even when she flirts with when she flirts with DJ Sus One and oh God, I forgot his name too. But the other guy, when she flirts with them, like when Wendy was doing it, it was like, ugh.
Right. Don't okay, chicken legs.
Girl. They're not even chicken legs no more. They T-Rex legs.
That's right.
With that lymphedema. But we hope she all right. But when Sherry is doing it, when she's flirting, it seems harmless. Yeah. And like
it's light.
Yeah. It's like it seems so much better. And so I'm really hoping, praying, and wishing that Sherry does get her own show after the summer. And I hope Wendy Williams gets better and just go ahead and retire. Right. Go ahead and just
sit down somewhere.
Yeah. Because you job well done kind of thing.
She did what she was supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She got her stuff to the next level. She got behind that radio mic. She got on TV. She had prime time, not prime time, but
prime time. Yeah, daytime. Yeah.
And so she that was named completely after her.
Right.
So
even with the negative stuff that she has done in radio, she was still able to secure a daytime talk show,
which is hard to do.
Very.
Because I remember when
not a lot of people do it.
Right. I mean, especially for her being a woman of color, a black woman, even just being black.
Thank you. Stop saying people of color. Yeah. I hate that saying.
Because that's a broad word.
But I feel like, okay, when it comes to that saying people of color, I feel like they're trying to slowly dip into them calling us colored.
I see what you're saying. I use woman of color because I don't like the word black. Why? I never because our skin ain't black. Our skin is color. It's just color. Yeah. So I see why you don't like it because it has a negative, connotation behind it. But I understand why I like the word people of color better than I like black.
I don't like that because white people change more colors than we do.
That's true, but we are. So we come in so many different shades. You know what I'm saying? Black people come in so many different shades.
It's black, brown, light brown, and that's it.
No, but we even got black people that look like they white. They skin like Albanian.
Albino, yes.
Albino people. So, but I understand what you're saying, though. I understand what you're saying.
Black, people of color. It's like, no, we're black, or say black and brown,
right?
Because that to me, black and brown kind of covers a wide spectrum.
Right.
People of color is like no, because white people are. It's a color.
Yeah, yeah.
And then white people, they turn red, blue, purple,
Green.
child. Some people are orange.
Them
Yeah,
rainbow
right.
plants.
Oh, they turn more colors than us.
Baby, them
They need to be
rainbow.
the people of color because they, to me, well, black people only got one way to go, and that's
Right.
blacker. So.
You ain't lying about that. Shit, you ain't getting no lighter.
Right, no.
You gonna mean?
Anything, a bruise or whatever, even when you're cold,
Yeah.
hot. White people change color when they cold, when they hot, when they've been abused,
Right.
when they do all this other stuff. So it's like, no.
Oh, child, you ain't never lying. Never lying.
Black people, they're just like, okay, I done got a tan. I'm
Right.
blacker.
Or I ain't got no tan. I'm just brown.
I'm brown.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And then brown kind of is light brown, medium
Yeah.
brown, dark brown.
Yeah.
Brown is a spectrum, and black is what it is.
Right.
White people are the ones who change colors. They the ones who need to be called people of color.
Right. They goddamn
Especially when they be sick, they turn yellow. It's like, gee, oh Lord.
white people are straight up Rubik's Cube. Dude, they are. You gotta switch it around. Red, orange, yellow, orange.
Right.
Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
That is too funny. But yeah, I hate that phrase.
Mm-hmm. But yes, I'm glad that Wendy was able to secure that bag. Primetime, daytime black woman doing her thing, and she did well for a little while. But like Dre was saying, Wendy was just her show was straight up negative. Even when she was trying to be positive, there was always some shade and some some side eye behind.
So
what
how
she
you
was saying.
doing?
Right. Even that wasn't genuine. She don't give a fuck how you doing, but she could talk shit about you.
Right. Well, no, it was based on her talking about people who were allegedly gay. That's where how you doing came from.
Oh wow.
She was like, yeah, somebody told me something about a famous music producer. How you doing? Like it came from.
Trying to say,
yeah,
it
was gay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then she came on daytime and told the shit. So people don't even know or don't even recognize that's what it came from. And even with that, she was able to transform it to something positive. Mm-hmm. So like she did what she was supposed to do.
But one thing I do want to say, and I don't know how you feel about this, but I'm over the whole who gay and who not gay subject. I keep talking about that.
Girl, you talking about Tevin Campbell?
Yes. I'm so sick of it. I'm just sick of it. Tevin Campbell. And then somebody told me the other day that somebody came out to be gay, a white actor. John Travolta, is he gay? Somebody told me that he said that he was gay, or he announced that he came out to be gay.
Now I don't know about all of that, but I do know that who'd you say, Baldwin or Travolta?
Yeah.
Now, okay, this is the funny. So South Park has did an episode where they were like, "Oh, John Travolta's in the closet; he won't come out." But it was physical. It was the way that the way that they did the show was, it was R. Kelly, John Travolta, and the motherfucker from the Tom Cruise.
Oh yeah.
He was saying, "Oh, Tom Cruise, John Travolta, and R. Kelly, they in the closet and they won't come out." Like they were joking about it.
Yeah.
But it's some stuff that came out and like, okay, yeah, maybe this is questionable. But at this point in time, it's like, who cares?
Right. Yeah.
Who cares?
That's why I'm at with it. I just wish we can get past this subject of gay and straight. I'm just over it.
Yeah.
I can't say it enough how over it I am, because it's like, why do we give a fuck about people's sexuality?
Right. Like, who cares? Then, like, so I'm glad you brought that up. So there was this interview with Zeke from Power.
Mm-hmm.
Did you listen to it? Did you hear
No,
it?
but I know who's Zeke from Power.
So Zeke from Power, and I don't remember. I don't know his real name, but he did an interview where he was with these guys. Let me see if I can pull up a full clip because I remember thinking about it. I was like,
Is it reference to an interview?
no, it wasn't. No. Let me see if I can pull it up. But Zeke had did an interview where the interviewer or the person who was interviewing him was like, you know, are you gay or whatever? And Zeke was kind of dancing around the whole thing. But it was just, the whole conversation was just so fucking uncomfortable.
Is it Vlad? Is it Vlad?
No, it wasn't Vlad. No, it wasn't Vlad. No. But it was the whole thing. So I'm gonna see if I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna try to play it a little bit of it. I'm gonna try to play a little bit of it, and then y'all listen to it. Let's. He's a mess. So let's see. Give me just a second. So let's see.
Yeah.
You're what?
I'm a single individual right now.
Did you have any girls in school?
I'm kind of you know, I'm kind of don't speak about who. About
Wait, hold on.
Come on with it.
Come on with it. Give me a second. Money Mike. So, I haven't had to act like this in a long time. Give me a minute. Let me get my thoughts together. So, not only ageism. So let me guess. You don't identify with a sex neither, right?
Did I say that?
I'm asking you. Because you don't want to say you keep it real. Let's talk about it.
Did I say that though?
You did not, but I'm asking you.
Okay, let me ask you a question. I'm a man.
Respect. What's the other, like, you know, they have a whole bunch of, you look nervous. Don't be nervous. Come on.
I'm not nervous. I'm just listening. I want to make sure I hear you.
But don't be nervous, though.
I'm not nervous at all.
You sure you're not nervous?
I'm sure.
They have these whole new, a lot of labels these days.
Let's get into it.
Let's talk about the labels that is out there.
Okay.
They have some people that don't identify with a certain sexuality. I think is asexual. Can somebody tell me, like, mine, like, they got
asexual is real.
Asexual. Can you tell me what asexual means?
It means basically you don't desire intimacy with either sex.
Okay, so it's bisexual, asexual, gay, lesbian.
I don't know all the titles that man.
But you know about asexual.
I do know about asexual. I have a cousin that's asexual.
Nice.
Yeah, but I don't want to tell you his name because I wouldn't want to tell you his business.
And I don't want to know his business. So what do you identify with? Are you a straight man?
I haven't actually decided. You know, it's there's so many different titles, especially today. And where I find myself is desiring someone who wants me and is willing to accept me for who I am. Yeah.
Let me pause it.
And that's
like the best way to answer that question, because at the end of the day, why would you limit yourself if you really and truly want real love? Why would you limit yourself to a certain sex unless the thought of that person just makes you feel ugh?
Right.
Like, you know, I know that you, because you expressed it before, that you would never want to be with a woman in that way, right? So, because you said
I'm waiting for you to.
So I appreciate the fact that he says, "Well, I'm just open to love."
Right, and that's all he had to say.
Right, and just left it there.
But the person who was interviewing him could have just left it there.
The person the interviewer is very arrogant. He's looking for an answer.
But he gave it.
But he wants the answer that he wants him to give.
Yeah.
I want you to tell me that you like girls.
Right. So let's finish it. Let's continue it.
It's a daily challenge, you know.
Let's talk about this real quick. And I respect your honesty, but so Give me a second. And I respect that you being straightforward because on my platform, my platform is open to different people.
Word.
You got the Jakaris, who is what is Jakari? An androgynous male, but he's gay. It's like a female.
But you got to understand.
Give me a second.
I love this conversation.
Let me shout out my cast, bro.
Okay.
All right, because let me shout my cast out. You got Moon, who's a gay man.
I met Moon.
You got different people. You got different people on the platform. So I'm learning about these things. So I'm happy that I don't really know too much, and I don't want to put a label on you. You know what I'm saying, but you just said anybody who like you. So that means if a man like you, you may go that direction. If a man like you and you feeling it,
I think that if any situation, especially today, it's gonna be a very challenging process. It's just a challenging process in general, but it's especially a challenging process. And it's a day-to-day journey, honestly.
bro. But are you ashamed to say that you like men if you do? Like because if you do, no disrespect to you, but if you do, like, aren't you supposed to not be ashamed of it and be proud of who you are? Or in this industry, it's more acceptable.
I'm very proud of who I am.
I can see, and I can tell. It look crazy,
and I can tell you that it's like I said. I think I can sum it up. It's a daily walk. It's a daily challenge. It's a daily journey in terms of finding the right person, because I'm looking for a right person. You know what I'm saying? And I'm open. I'm open. I'm not gonna lie, I am. But I want it. I can't there's so many labels, especially today. But it's difficult to choose which one. And a lot of times, I can't control what other people desire to choose for me. But I'm the man of me, and I gotta say that I'm interested in who wants me.
His label is, it ain't none of your damn business.
But you know what? And I was trying to pick it apart to find the best parts of that interview, and I do feel like he handled himself well for the situation.
Yeah.
But the interviewer was so bullying.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Why would you invite somebody on your show and make them feel like they can't even have a voice? He said that he just wants to be with somebody who loves him, who he is. And then he's like, are you ashamed to say that you're a gay man?
It's like, that ain't what the fuck I just said. Like, you're not listening. And then that's another thing. That's why I really don't like when people, I'm sorry. I thought that was Sam. I'm sorry. I thought that was my dog. But no, the thing that got me was, why are you pressuring this person to tell you their sexuality? Because this is my thing. This is one of the major problems I have with the Black community. They tell people, or they say, oh, gay people, they throw their lives in our faces, yada, 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 yada. And then at the same time, when they don't do it, you send there pressuring them to tell you who they are.
In that way.
Yeah, it's like, I don't get it.
And
like
that goes back to what I initially said. Why is that a conversation? This young man is a young Black man who is on a really popular show right now. How come the premise of the conversation wasn't about that show? Or about what he's doing in life?
Granted, we didn't watch the whole interview. That's just the clip that we saw. But it was just weird that they spent 15, 13 minutes on just his sexual preferences.
Right, because he didn't ask
what they got to do.
Well, you like you out here, you like girls? Are you being faithful? Are you telling these girls the truth? Are you wearing condoms? No, he didn't do all that. He just said, I like what I like and who likes me. And that is the
I like who like me. And that's how my desperate ass is. I like who people like, oh, Dre, you like men. What kind of men you like? I like the ones who like me.
But that's for everybody too, though. We all the same way.
Girl, some people.
So I know it's some people who ain't gonna date a man who ain't 6 foot, or they
Right.
ain't gonna date somebody who.
What's that
got what?
whole that was like you working a 9 to 5 and then
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Man,
Oh,
you got some.
You talking about
What was her name?
the girl from Dallas?
Yeah.
Boyfriend. I feel
Right,
yeah. I know what
yeah.
you're talking about.
But yeah, some people are like that.
Be
That's her name. B. Simone. Some people like that. They got so many preferences. They got so much characteristics on their damn list. And Zeke's like, I like who like me. That's all I got to say.
Right.
And that's all he had to say. But yet the person was just the person. I don't even know who. I don't know. Because I've never listened to them before. And then after this interview, I for damn sure ain't finna listen to them anyway. But they kept pressuring him to say, I'm gay.
Right.
Or they kept pressuring, yeah, I like to suck dick or whatever. Like,
Right.
they just trying to pressure him to say some stuff. And he already said, I like who like me. He already said that should have been the end of it.
Yeah.
And that's why I really don't, like, when it came to being in the black community, that's why I don't like going to family reunions. I don't like going to get-togethers with the whole family because you got a group of uncles and older cousins. I know you must be fucking whoever. That you must be busting them down. Like, that's the kind of conversations men will have with younger men. And then I be sitting there thinking, like, what they got to do with you?
Exactly.
Why are you asking me this? This is kind of weird.
Low key hockey, they want to get bust down.
Right, girl. That's why when I talk to people about, I think I've said this in previous episodes when it came to men and sex. I don't like to talk about it because, well, I don't like being around other men. That's what it was. I didn't like being around other men because this is the kind of conversation that they have. And then somebody was like, this is not what real men talk about.
Right.
But I'm sitting there thinking, well, I've been around men and these are the conversations that they have. They want to ask you about your sex life. And it's like, I don't know you like that to be having this conversation with you.
Exactly.
And
But
this is the prime example of what.
Right. But do you think that do you think that alpha men talk to men that way? Or is it low value men?
When it
'Cause I
comes
don't feel like high value
alpha
men,
or real or like, I don't know.
alpha high value men, I don't think that they would talk. I think that they have more depth to them than to sit around and talk about sex like that.
Like real men?
Yeah, real
compared
men.
to alpha men. Okay. Yeah, I would say if we're going, by those standards, then yeah, alpha males or alpha men, they had those kind of conversations where it's about sex and it's like this. I came over. I came over here to ask you for a Newport. Like
How we get here?
Right.
Yeah.
How did we get here? You talking about? Oh, I know you must be fucking somebody, or I know you must be doing this and do.
Right, and why is that the span of your thought process when
Right.
you see me? And I done talked to so many gay men, black, white, Spanish, Latino, and when all of them say the same thing is that what you just said, they don't like being around certain men, and they don't like being around their friends' men, because it always happens to the point where they have a good friend, a good girlfriend, and then her man will do something along the lines to kind of give that signal.
Yeah.
Or he'll just basically jump over that line and be like, "What's up? Come holler at me."
Right.
And he was like,
or like, just a whole sex talk.
Yeah.
No, I don't know you. Like, even with my sister, child, my sister would ask me some stuff, and I was like, no, I don't.
Right.
We ain't never talked like that before.
Right.
What the hell? Why would you ask me this?
Right. Yeah, because and that's the same thing if you go over and ask some girl. So, girl,
right?
I know you fucking on somebody. Who think you jumped on last night? Yeah, you jumped on the dick. Like, come on now, don't do somebody like that just because.
No.
Or you go ask a lesbian woman. I know you've been running around here eating cats.
Right, girl. Whose weak feel you been whistling through?
Right.
Like what?
Who titties you been munching on?
Right. Like what the fuck is you talking about?
Exactly.
Like who?
I know.
So I don't know what it is with straight people.
I don't know, and I don't think that everybody, like, people have other things. Real people have other things.
Hey, you know what's funny? I had another gay man came up to me because we were having this conversation, and I was telling him about an ex of mine, and I was like, he used to do this and he used to do that, and it was all about the conversation was about us living together and some of the stuff that he would do or whatever, nothing sexual. And then the gay guy that I was talking to, he was like, "Well, how was the sex though?" I said, "Excuse you?"
Right.
How was the sex? I was like, "That's not what we were talking about."
Right.
And then I don't even know you like that to be discussing that with you.
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck? Like, where do you get off asking me that? And so I'm just, I don't know what it is about. Right. Yeah.
You really was sitting up here like.
Right. Like I was gonna tell you. So I don't know what's up with people, especially when it comes to gay people. I just don't get the 5% of me gets the fascination.
Yeah.
Where you kind of want to get some understanding, but you have to do it in a certain way. You have to ask people certain questions. If you're looking for a certain response, you have to ask certain questions and not just be so blunt about it, especially when the person is not that comfortable with you.
Right.
You have to ask them. Like if I wanted to find out if a guy was gay, I would talk to them and then just ask them subtle questions.
Probing questions.
Yeah, probing questions.
Right.
And try, especially if you nosy like how I am, you got to ask it a certain way. But the way this interviewer was doing it, he was like, he was basically, tell me you suck dick or not.
Right.
Like what?
And you know what? And I'm gonna just take it one step further. When I feel like when you that motherfucking pussy, you trying to get something out of it.
Exactly.
You trying to fuck? That's what I'm saying. You want to know if you can go in the back with him.
Right.
And see what's up.
Can I DM you later?
Right. Oh, so you said you was
right, pretending we finna smoke weed and stuff, and then later.
What you got on the book? No, because that's why I was like I ain't like that too much because I knew that's what he was trying to do. Just tell me you like dick, like why? So you can put yours on him? Stop. Like that's what it is. You ain't concerned about that boy's sexual.
Right. Especially when he got real comfortable, child spread his legs, hoping to have a goddamn thing.
I mean, because if he what it would have been if he had said, "Yeah, I like women." Would we still be on the sexual topic?
Right.
No, because now you ain't about to get none from him.
Right.
So let's be honest. I'm tired of this download stuff. I'm tired of these people just doing too much. But sexuality. This
is why, like, I'm more compassionate. Like now, when I was a kid, I didn't. It wasn't computing to me. But now, when I got older, I totally realized why people are on the DL. I get it now because you got people who are questioning you or harassing you about some stuff that you ain't even figured out yet.
Exactly.
And then you ain't figured out some stuff, so therefore you ain't gonna say nothing. And then when you see how people are towards gay people, you like, I'm not gonna come out and say nothing. I'm just gonna do what I do in secret and then just mind my own business. Just like how a month ago, this girl found out that her boyfriend or baby dad or whatever, she found out he was gay and got him murdered.
Wow, not murdered.
And then turn around and help the family try to find his body. Wow. Like people are still doing this. Is in 2022. So it's like now I get why. Like when I go on dating websites and stuff, and I talk to certain gay people, most of them are like, I'm discreet. I don't tell nobody because you do not. Because people are coming up dead.
Okay, so let me say this part about that. I feel like he would have had a safer time if he hadn't been on the down low. Because
you say that.
No, only because and I'm coming from, maybe I'm trying to put myself in her perspective. Maybe she's like, okay, he done sit up here and told me that he was gonna be this person to me. We got pregnant, we had a baby, and he really don't truly want this.
Yeah. And he had kids, let me say that.
So, and he could have still possibly had kids, because there's some women out there who will be with a man that's bisexual or gay.
Yeah.
Because she want kids too, so it's like a business deal. But he was in a relationship with her, and he continued to keep that relationship going, knowing that he physically, in a sexual manner, wasn't going to be able to sustain that for the rest of his life.
Or
emotionally,
emotionally,
because I feel like a down low man or a gay man or bisexual, and I know the whole bisexual thing but I feel like you're not going to be able to maintain not being who you really are for your whole life. At some point in time, you're going to say, hey, I kind of don't want to do this.
Yeah, and I've seen some men that they were gay when they were in their early 20s or late teens or whatever, but they would get married because of the stigma. Get married, give a woman kids. They will have a whole family, and then once they get older, it's like, I want to live for me now.
Yeah.
And then they come out as gay, and then they end up, living their lives with their boyfriends and all this stuff. I've seen it happen, but let's not pretend every story is that hunky dory. Let's not forget Brokeback Mountain,
right?
Where a man was refusing, he was denying his true self, and got with a woman. Tried to be himself. He got with a woman, had kids, had a whole family, and she found out he had a whole secret life, and she put a hit out on him, and he got murdered. That happened in Brokeback Mountain, and clearly that still happens.
Right.
Brokeback Mountain was like in the 90s.
Yeah, it was early 2000s.
Yeah.
So, and it was a phenomenal movie, y'all, by the way. Great story, great love story. But the thing about it is that let's just go back to the beginning. And just for me, if everybody could just, and I know the stigma, I know the reasons why people don't say it. I'm not saying, it's that easy, just be gay and happy. No, I'm saying,
it's not that easy.
It's not, and
that's why,
understand
and that's why I do side with DO people, because they understand the stigma, they understand the effects of their decisions.
Yeah,
I totally get that. But I was one of those people that just I wasn't willing to hide myself. So no matter how much I got whoopings and got beatings for being who I was still going to continue who I was.
Right.
Everybody, and then I came out okay. I'm damn near 30, and I'm okay now. But a lot of people don't have that.
Right. And I get it.
A lot of people kill themselves, or you have people who are killed by others.
I do get it. I do. But I just wish that it didn't have to be like that. But
Yeah.
I
get that part.
Yeah, it is what it is. I wish that, even because, and it's not fair, because it's mostly men that have to deal with that. Because don't nobody really too much, I ain't going to say care, but no one really, it's not that many lesbians that I heard.
They don't care so heavily.
Yeah, my family disowned me. And I have heard it, but I ain't heard it to the extent that I've heard it from men.
Yeah, yeah. And it's so funny because I worked with a woman who was a lesbian. She came out like in her 30s or 40s, but she recognized that she knew that she was gay in her younger life. But yet, because of the stigma of gay people, she got married, had kids, and then when she got older, she was like, let me leave my husband because, I want to eat coochie. So...
Do you think that, I know... Okay. Do you think that that people... You think it's a sexual thing, or you think it's an emotional thing why people are... Because
it's a sexual thing and it's a brainwashing thing, because because I had a conversation with my dad about everything, and he was saying that my dad was one of those people, because I told you I despise people who they're open arms to lesbians, but when it comes to gay men, that's when they're in total disgust. Right. So I had the conversation with my dad, and my dad is one of those people where if he sees two women kissing, that turns him on.
Right.
But when it comes to gay men, I don't believe in it. And I'm like, the fuck, what do you not believe in it?
Right.
You believe in an imaginary man in the sky, but you don't believe that one of your kids is gay. Like, I don't get it. But yeah, my dad is one of those people. So it's part brainwashing because people are told that gay men are horrible people, and then you have and then it is a sexual thing where men would rather see two women be together than two men. And you know, like I get it. If you're attracted to women, you would rather see two women be together, but you cannot be hateful towards two men, especially when you see two women, because that's still gay.
Yeah.
Even if they call it lesbian, it's still gay.
But that's just crazy how, I guess that goes to the whole, it plays into the whole men are just hypersexual, because seeing two men kiss don't turn me on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that means that men are coming from a hypersexual place in their brains when they say, oh, seeing two women. If seeing two people kiss turns you on, that should be two people, period.
Exactly.
It shouldn't just be two people. Or
two men or two women, yeah.
Seeing somebody engaged, it should be whatever. But my question was, do you think that men desire the men who are gay? Because I know that women, I can speak for women on my part. If I was to enter into a lesbian relationship, mine would be more of an emotional thing.
Yeah.
You know, it wouldn't be, of course, we would have to have sex because that's part of the relationship, romantic relationships. But I wouldn't leave because I love masculine energy, but I also like feminine energy. So do you think that gay men are just more attracted to more masculine energy? Could they be with a masculine woman, or you think they're just attracted to?
No, I don't think that's the thing. And okay, so let me say this. So you got two different gays. You got a certain gay that is attracted to. I don't know how to put it, but you do have certain gays that are attracted to feminine and masculine energy. They're attracted to, you have certain gays that are attracted to men who have a feminine energy, and then you have some gays who are attracted to men who have a masculine energy. But then at the same time, you do have men who are just attracted to men. Attracted to male kind of thing. You have men that I don't care what kind of energy you're bringing. I'm attracted to a person who has a dick and balls.
Gotcha. Okay.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah. When it comes to, like, I would say that those type of gays are more evolved, because you do have certain gays who are, even though they are gay and they're attracted to men, they have the social construct of feminine and masculine energy. Like, you have some gays who are like that, but then you have more evolved gays. This is like, I'm just attracted to men. I like men. I like seeing, men being men, kind of thing. And it's not like, let me say this. It's not men being men. They are attracted to males.
Right.
They are attracted to men who are men. I don't know how else to explain it.
No, you actually explained it perfectly. Yeah.
Yeah. They're attracted to the same sex.
Right.
But you do have certain gays that's like, oh, I'm a bottom, so I'm only going to date a top kind of thing. Or I'm only a top, so I'm only going to date a bottom. But then you got
about the verses.
Yeah. That's another thing. But those are the.
I think the verses are the ones that are more.
Those are the ones that are more evolved. Where it's like, I'm attracted to a male. I'm attracted to the same sex.
That is so eye opening, because you're absolutely right. If you evolved, if you like the act of coming from a straight woman, being a straight woman, I'm not gonna say, oh, I like being intimate with a man, but only if I'm on top.
Right.
I gotta enjoy the whole experience. I can only be intimate with a man if he do stuff to me, but I ain't gotta do nothing to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gotta be the whole shebang. So that's eye-opening. I ain't
So
even find
that's
out
what some verse, and it doesn't have anything to do with verse men. Because I have been in a situation where sexually I wasn't attracted to a person, but I was emotionally attracted to a person. Where it's like, you're a male and I'm a male, and you see things or you do things the same way that I do, so I'm attracted to you. You got some men that are like that. I have been like, even though like in the standards of the gay community, I'm a bottom. But I have been attracted to other bottoms.
Gotcha. I hear you.
Because I'm just like, oh, we are in, we have the same energy wavelength kind of thing.
Right, yeah, y'all vibing.
Yeah, we vibe in the same way, so I'm attracted to you and I want you close to me, kind of thing.
Right.
And then the whole sexual part, like, let's figure that out later.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Right.
But yes, there are, I would say I am one of the, kind of.
Because you don't really too much say, like you just said, you can be attracted to somebody, but could you be attracted to somebody who was? Could you stay with someone who is a bottom? And like we get too much into it.
I would say no, you're not. But no, I would say that I will be, or that I have been in a situation where I will feel better if I was in a situation, or I have felt a certain way about somebody who was the same as me, quote unquote bottom. I felt that way with certain people because it's like, oh, we like movies, we're vibing, we're bonding, and so long as you're here, I'm cool with it.
Right.
So I've been one of those people. But I get why some people are like, I'm a bottom, so I just want a top, or I'm a top, so I only want a bottom. So I get those people. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's why I say sexual preference is a spectrum.
Yeah.
Because you have those people where they want a certain thing, and then you have other people who want another certain thing. But everything is a spectrum. It's not just black and white.
Absolutely. Remember that.
And the same thing with women. You have certain women, I would say hetero women. You have certain hetero women who like to be dominant in their relationship. And you have certain men who want to be submissive in their relationship. So it's not just a black and white thing. You got, I like this, so I want someone who's like that.
Right.
Like it's not just black and white. It's a whole spectrum. Everybody, it just can't be, I'm a male and I'm masculine, so I want something female and feminine. Everybody's not like that. Even though I've met, most of the gays that I've met are like that. Right. Only because they are used to the social construct that we have built.
That box that they have to stay.
Yeah. But everybody's not like that. You have certain people, like certain gays, certain bottoms are attracted to other bottoms. But just because they're vibing right, they will be in a relationship.
But it's not, do you think it's sustainable though? That's what I want to know.
Do I what now?
Do you think it's sustainable? Do you think two tops could sustain a relationship? Or
I think so.
Because if you're a top and you always want to be the one, but the other person saying I can't do that,
I think so.
Or I can't.
Yeah.
So where's the compromise though? Yeah, I mean that's gonna have to be within the relationship. I understand that, but that's why I've said it's eye-opening about the people like you said, where I don't have to do that. I just prefer that. But what about those people who have to do that? What do they find that compromise at? Like, do they go find somebody else who's gonna be what they want them to be, or do what they need them to do? Or do somebody have to just flip it around and say,
right, flip it out, take it in the ass.
Not like that, but like flip it around as far as I don't normally.
I would say this. I would say, with any relationship, there is compromise.
Yeah.
So if two tops are sitting there and they're trying to compromise each other, that's no different than the standard of a male and female compromising. Everybody has to figure out their place within a relationship. And especially if, like let's say there's two tops coming together and they love each other and they love being around each other, they both have to compromise and try to figure things out, especially if it's like, I love being around you, and the other one's like, I love being around you too. So, you know, let's figure something out. Everybody has to do it. And it's the same with regular, standard male and female kind of relationships. We're going to have to compromise and try to figure this out because we love being around each other. So we're going to have to figure each other out to try to make this really, really, really nice. So that's why it gets on my nerves when people try to downplay gay relationships, or they try to say it's so different from us. It's like, no, we deal with the same things that you all deal with. Gay people deal with the same things that straight people deal with. Like with a woman, you can take a woman. I've seen this happen where you can take a straight woman and she's like, I don't want kids. I don't need a husband. I'm independent, yada, yada, yada. And then the man comes by, takes her, and then she will compromise herself to be that person that she really didn't want to be at the beginning. But then she finds enjoyment after the fact. Like, I've seen that happen before. And then even with men, there are some men that be like, I don't want a woman that's just so independent and, you know, she make more money than me. Sometimes men will get in the relationship with a woman that's not like what he expected, but because they vibing so good emotionally, he ends up conforming and be like, okay, girl, do what you want to do. Make as much money as you want and yada, yada. But at first, he wanted one of those women that would just submit to him. So it's possible. Yeah, it's possible. And so that's why I say gay relationship, like two men being together or two women being together, is not that much different than a man and a woman being together. There's not really that much of a difference. Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's just the human experience. Yeah. You know, and you being with somebody who loves you and you love them. Yes, and that sexual component for me is a big part of it, but at the same time, it's not the most important part of it. You know, because you can get with somebody and it's lights, camera, action, fireworks, but they trash on emotional. Right. They trash on communication. That's why sex does not hold people there. Exactly. It don't. You gotta do some other stuff. Bitch, learn how to cook. Right. How can you learn how to talk? Right. you know where somebody has some good sex, but can't nobody I got a flat tire. Can I call you so you can come change my tire? Exactly. Are you reliable? Are you consistent? Yeah. Are you open? Are you know? And that's what everybody wants. Gay, straight, trans, bi, tri, quad. Like, don't nobody care. Everybody wants a reliable person. Yeah. And then everybody. A consistent. Yes. Everybody wants that. So that's why I mean, when it comes to straight people and they talk so much negativity about gay people, it's like, no, gay people want especially when it came to like the gays getting married. People felt so a certain way about it. Right. And I was like, gay people just want the same shit you want. Exactly. That's it. Nobody want to be nobody's special friend. I've been living with this man for 30 years and now he done passed away. I'm his special friend. But you know what? I had seen something where somebody had said, they was like, you know what? Y'all worried about gay people getting married? Let they ass get married and be miserable like the rest of us. Exactly. Exactly. That shit tickled me because I'm like, you damn sure right. Let they ass go and do what they gonna do. They gonna be damn why I marry that bitch. Right. Now divorce rate's going up because gay people can like let it be. But the divorce rates might go down or be better because you got two people who authentically living their life the way they want to. Yeah. And they might be able to sustain that motherfucker longer than a man and a woman. First of all, the man don't even know if he liked the bitch, and the bitch over here like, this nigga ain't cool. Right. So now you got a man that love that man, and they both do what they need to do, and they getting the job done. It ain't nothing like a powerful couple, whether they gay or lesbian or straight. Yeah. It's nothing like a great, powerful team that, you know, can sustain some shit and make that shit work for the remainder. But
You know, that whole
Yeah.
subject, that's a rabbit hole. You could talk about that all day long.
Right.
all night.
You got any questions before we go?
About what?
You don't. When it comes to gay straight people.
No, I don't think I have. I mean, I always have questions because I'm just like one of them thinkers. I don't think about stuff. But what I do want to say a statement. I just want people to just let people do and be who they want to be. Let's take away.
Right.
Let's take away judgment. Let's take away criticism. Let's take that component out of the equation and then see what we left with.
Right.
That's what I want to say.
Let's take the Bible out. Let's take God and the Bible out.
I don't want to.
What are you left with?
I don't want to dismiss God because I do.
No, I do because people who claim that they've.
Oh, you mean out of the gay spirit?
Yeah. So it's like, let's take those things out. And because my whole thing is, as long as you ain't hurt nobody,
That's how I feel.
as long as you ain't hurt nobody, do what you want to do.
That's how I feel.
That's it. As long as you ain't hurting somebody or some animal. Let me include that.
Yeah, right.
There's some states that, that bestiality is not a crime. But let me.
Girl, what state that is? They don't lost their damn mind.
Let me say, as long as you ain't heard anything or anybody, do what you want to do.
They can't even give consent.
So with Zeke from Power, you said it perfectly fine. I like those who like me, and that's the only thing you need to be worried about. That's the only thing you need to be concerned about.
Exactly.
Yeah. Fuck them people that was interviewing you and trying to make you say some stuff. Don't nobody give a damn.
Right.
No, they the only ones that do because they want to know, ooh, do I got a chance with him?
Exactly.
That's the only thing.
We got your number.
Right.
We
got
know
your
it
card,
is.
heifer.
Okay.
We
How
out.
you going?
Right. We'll be, right. We gone. We finna be gone. We gone. And LaPree's birthday is next week.
Yes.
LaPree's birthday is on the 18th. She reminded me today. It's on the 18th. And so next week, what you want to do on the next week's show? You want
Let's do a birthday episode.
You want to do a mukbang? Do you want to do
let's do a mukbang.
Okay, we got to pick a good restaurant this time because Wakanda was just horrible.
Yes, guys, we're going to do a mukbang for my birthday. I'm going to bring over a little cake, maybe. We can have some cake for my birthday.
Right.
And for y'all people who nosy, yes, I'm about to be 21. Okay.
Oh, you heard that?
Yes, I am. I'm old enough to drink now, so I might have that glass of wine next week.
Right.
Nosy folks. But
Right.
anyway, y'all. But thanks, y'all. Thanks again for joining us today.
Right. We'll be here next week celebrating her birthday. And there's some other stuff that I wanted to talk about, but it was more stuff that I wanted to do for the show.
Okay.
We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it after we end this.
All right.
But we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
It won't last. Look.
That's because I already did my 10,000 steps today.
Told you so.
Screw you, son. I'm going home.
And although my mind tells me that she's a messy, tacky bitch,
Today's segment is pretty much talking about pick a struggle.
You pick a struggle.
You have to pick a struggle.
That pick a struggle, bruh.
You need to pick the goddamn struggle.
You have 3. Then that's it. It is over.